Happy winter.
I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Brian, and this is Snorkeling with Narwhals. On today's segment of Cart Talks, Our Weird Weeks,
We're going to be talking about two stories that happened to us this week that,
they're kind of strange.
yeah,
Kind of
Tales
bizarre.
of Our Shenanigans.
So this one really is cart talk because
Mhm.
it happened while I was at work, which again, for those who don't remember, I work at a food cart here at Penn State Barron. So one day, I was just rummaging through the cupboards, like under...
And this happened just this last week.
Yeah, under like my cart. And I noticed for the first time ever that I had little espresso cups. You know, because espresso, it's supposed to be a small little dose.
Right.
And I never realized that. If someone ever ordered espresso, I'd just give them another, like a big cup, and it would only fill it partially. You know?
Right.
They'd usually put it in something else. And
I usually just, if I get espresso, I fill it with most of the way with coffee and then put a little espresso in.
see, that's what a lot of people do. And so what I did, because I was curious, I got a little shot of espresso, and I took a sip of it, and I'm going to be honest, like, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever consumed in my entire life.
And this isn't like fancy espresso that you might get somewhere if you went to
This is
somewhere
literally just
fancy.
mix.
This is just, out of a vending machine.
Not that bad quality.
It's pretty bad.
It's like better quality. But no, I was like, this is the worst thing ever, and I immediately dumped it out. And then I told my boss about it because I thought it was kind of funny. And she's like, you're supposed to mix it with something, generally coffee, or some people do
or
hot
cream.
chocolate.
I think if you mix espresso with cream, it becomes a latte.
Huh. And so it's like, all right, well, that may have helped. But I'm just like, if you had seen my face, like, it was probably the worst thing ever. And, like, I know disgusting. I've eaten vegetables before, so, like, I know when something is
Vegetables
gross.
are delicious.
Some of them. Most of them aren't. But, so I know what gross is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wish you could have seen it, because I was just like...
I'd left literally like a half an hour before, so I just missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was my story. That was pretty...
That was pretty good.
Pretty brutal.
So have you ever watched a movie where there's a junkyard in it?
Yes. The one that came to mind when you told me that was Mystery Men.
Mystery Men. I've never seen that one.
With Ben
I was
Stiller.
thinking of, is it The Sandlot? Where they throw...
Yep.
They have the
ball.
The ball goes into the junkyard behind their house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have an older car, and it's a 2000, which is weird that's old.
That's
now.
old. It's like 16 years old.
Yeah. So it's pretty old, and every now and then I have to do some repairs on it, and one of the seatbelts was falling apart and I needed it replaced. So I went to a junkyard to get it, where they get the part for you and they'll bring it to you, and they ended up breaking it. So I went to another junkyard and they gave me the option for $30 less, go get it yourself. And I'm like, well, the last people broke it, so I might as well go do it myself. So I went back there, and I kid you not, it was the most stereotypical junkyard I've ever been in. It was muddy. It was dirty. I almost got crushed by a car.
There was a dog.
There was a dog, and it's not one of those dogs that's big and sleeps around. It was this little dog that wouldn't shut up. It was running all around me. It kept nipping at me. It literally was nipping at my heels. It was biting my jeans. The ends of my jeans.
Which is the stereotypical thing that dogs do as well.
Well, but specifically, junkyard dogs are mean.
Yeah.
And this dog was just mean. It was little, so I wasn't actually scared of it because it was only this tall. Okay, maybe it was this tall. It was, I don't know what kind of dog it was.
It just made you uneasy.
It was it made me a little uneasy. So I'm I have the seat belt, which has a big, the mechanism that's in the back of the car. It was so I'm swinging it between me and the dog as a deterrent, and it runs around to the other side. So I'm switching sides, and the dog just kept chasing me. It was a little frightening.
But you did get the part.
I did. And it was there's broken parts of cars. There's literally, it's not organized at all. It's a little organized. There was I drive a Chevy Tracker, and they were all the Chevy Trackers are right in a row. So it was a little organized. But other than that, they literally just have parts laying in the back seat. The engine's open. Mm-hmm. I saw it inside of an engine for the first time, the inside of the engine block. I'd never done that.
That's cool.
It was cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, so junkyards are scary places. They're kind of cool.
And I mentioned Mystery Men, which kind of leads us awkward segue into our next movie-based discussion about how the best movie apocalypse, essentially.
The best movie apocalypse.
The best way that the world ends or is close to ending in a movie.
Right. Do we want to cut that?
So, the main movie that we're talking about, kind of between scenes, that deals with an apocalypse type event was Independence Day, which they're making another one coming up soon.
That's true. It's the aliens called for backup, and their alien backup is finally arriving.
No Will Smith though, but it has Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum will be in it.
So
your doppelganger.
Yes, I love Jeff Goldblum, and I think I have kind of a Jeff Goldblum look, which we'll show on the screen.
We'll put the picture of Jeff Goldblum like right here over my face.
I don't know, like, I don't know, like I kind of appreciate Jeff Goldblum's weirdness, and
right.
You know, that is a fun movie because it's so insanely over the top.
Right.
Like, if you think about it, and a great video to watch for this is CinemaSins, Everything Wrong with Independence Day.
CinemaSins are great.
They're great.
Great channel.
But they make a great point about how there's a part where the dog, like the family's dog, is like trying to run away from like these explosions, and it jumps into like an alley, like a side alley, and the fire from the explosions does not go near the alley.
It goes like straight.
It just goes straight, and you're like, this is an alley. Like there's air, like there's nothing blocking this fire from filling the alley.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like if it has enough momentum, maybe you could do that. I don't know.
I don't know how fire works, but I think at some point it wouldn't just like immediately like completely bypass that.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, like no movie's perfect, but like talking about just apocalyptic movies, would you say that Independence Day is your favorite apocalypse movie, and do you think you would survive that movie?
It's probably my favorite apocalypse movie, but I will say that it is really generic when you boil it down to like its basics. Like aliens come, aliens attack like apparently only American landmarks and like big cities. Like,
yeah, but if you ever watch a British movie that's like this, they only attack British landmarks. Yeah. Because I've watched Doctor Who occasionally, and it's always so weird that the only time they show Americans is cowboys.
All right. But I do not think I would survive the apocalypse. And
you don't?
I would be terrible in an apocalypse. I'd be the guy like, ah! I wouldn't make it. I definitely wouldn't.
I can see that. Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm not as technologically smart as Jeff Goldblum was in that movie.
But there was the thing is though is you would just have to go to like Canada. I mean the aliens only attacked America, so you would have been fine in Canada.
No, there are other countries in it. But the main image that lasts is like when they destroy the Capitol. But no, like I'm not a soldier like Will Smith, or like Harry Connick Jr., who's in it as a pilot. He didn't make it.
Spoiler alert!
If you haven't seen this 20-year-old movie, Harry Connick Jr. dies.
Well, people should go. You should go and see the movie, and then go see the new one.
I'm not as smart as Jeff Goldblum. I'm not as just cool as the guy who plays his dad. And I'm not as cool as the president, played by Bill Pullman.
That was a good.
There's a guy in it that looks like my uncle.
That was a good cast.
That was a good cast.
My favorite apocalyptic movie is a little bit more recent, not by much. Zombieland is a great post-apocalyptic movie. I guess it's not apocalyptic; it's post-apocalyptic.
It is witty, and I will give you.
It's very witty. The humor's good, and that's one of the big reasons why I like it. But I also like because, it shows that like if something like that were to happen, survival would be very much based on luck and being careful. Yeah. Because the main character,
he's very careful.
He's very careful, but he's also a lot like normal people. He's not like those things that you were listing, like the people from Independence Day. He's not a soldier. He's a college student and a geek.
But really, if there was an apocalypse, the coolest way for it to happen would be a giraffe attack.
A giraffe attack. That's just because that's how you want to go.
If I have to die, I would like to be attacked by a giraffe. Either, I don't know, like beaten by its neck, because they
like to the point where when you're old and senile, you're just gonna go and like harass giraffes until you can get
giraffes.
A giraffe attack. Till a giraffe attacks you and you die.
Giraffe attack. Anyway, what have we learned in this episode?
We have learned that
Giraffe attacks.
Giraffe attacks
That's
is
the
the
way I
way he
wanna go.
wants to go. We both probably wouldn't survive a
zombie
zombie apocalypse
really.
on our own. If we found somebody who
Yeah.
was like could help us, like
Yeah.
if Jeff Goldblum was there, he could like be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll save you from the alien zombies."
Don't drink espresso straight. And
Junkyards are a scary
junkyards
place.
are what you would imagine them to be.
A scary place.
So anyway, happy winter. Psst, it's not really winter, it's spring, but it feels like winter.
Bye bye.
Otherwise, have a good one. Snorkeling with Narwhals. Brian, Ronnie, we're out.
Behind the scenes. We should do that. We should do that as the like if we have like a behind the scenes segment. We should just have us singing into the mic. Behind the scenes.
I wish I could harmonize better.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty much the same note, though.
That's all that really matters. Doesn't matter if it's a good note. We just pick one and stick with it.
Go with it. Start. Try that again.
Behind the scenes.
Wow.
That probably sounds really bad.
That was magical.
That was a magical moment.
Oh yeah, we'll do it again, but this time we'll do so behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Let me pull myself up here. All right. How many times do we say all right?
All right.
All right. Tell me when you're ready.
I am ready.
All right. So.
Okay.